Testing, 1, 2, 3. Welcome to the live stream. Let's get into it, shall we? That was a little bit of a PPI pop, wasn't it? Let's go see what is going on. Yeah, that was a little PPI goodness. Let's just chill out here. What's up, everyone?
Sweep ESM 5 CME sellers at 5,889.75.
Okay. Let's go play a little bit of Chrono Trigger while we wait. Alright, let's do a little bit of tinkering here with the settings. Looks good on my monitor, but it won't look good for you guys with the CRT filter on. So we'll turn off that TV mask and the blur off, even though it looks better with the blur, but whatever. Alright. We just gotta have this song into the mix for the fun of it. Ah, good old Chrono Trigger. Time is a loop. All of this has happened before and will happen again. It's just a matter if you remember. This was the remake PlayStation 1 version with the Super Nintendo engine. A rarity, a Super Nintendo game on a PlayStation. It was the reason why Squaresoft didn't go with Nintendo. They had the falling out because they stuck with cartridge when everyone was moving to CDs. That was the N64's downfall, in my opinion. Stupid cartridge. Alright. kind of at a pivotal moment in the game. Technically, it's not easy to beat this next part. There's all these multiple endings, and this is one of them where try it.
Absorption ESM 5 CME sellers at 5,884.5.
I think it's shadow energy that we're about to encounter, but let's find out. This is the Hall of the Mammon Machine. Now is the time to turn back. What? The Masamune. Now we gotta heal quickly. Well, there's like a 1% chance you can get out of that. Unless you power level through this part. I'm not gonna do that.
Absorption ESM 5 CME sellers at 5,886.5. Absorption ESM 5 CME sellers at 5,887.5.
No! The Japanese were good at making no one invulnerable to plot armor. And just like that, the main character is dead. All right. What think of the children? A tidal wave. Better run. Splash. Good old CRT scan lines. CRT. No. Hey, what's up, Dave? Not much. It's Thursday, midweek reversal. A reversal of a reversal. Oh, nice. Hot. Well, you're in the positive now, at least. Yeah, because it sets like a different type of tone. What's up, T.O. in the house? He does no ropes. Sometimes TED Talks are pretty informative in many ways. Agreed. Well, it's like a lot of times. News. New real estate. Yeah, recording. That's kind of why I'm now doing this on YouTube again, is like I don't even care if people watch. I'm just trying to record it. I can go back and watch certain minutes, you know? And I don't need to take up my hard drive. I could just use their free servers, you know? Like suckers with your Amazon server space. Who? We went and recovered the volume imbalance that we created on the pop down. So far, we're at like negative 4K on seller aggression today. Do we? Yeah, making accounts is not an issue. I'm like you, I have like 5 or 6. I tried out making like comic book short stuff just for fun. Oh, Bino. Lovely. She's like, this is what guys talk about. You can apparently break your, thing. You had to deal with it. How do you deal with something like that? Like, what is the process? You have to massage it. Oh, that sounds like a pleasure to do. So you said you deal in hospice, right? Or or no, ER. Yeah. Neurotrauma. What does that mean? Like head injuries? Jeez. Fuck. And you're still alive after something like that? Like run over by a tractor? Oh, damn. Where the intestines come out the other side, right? Damn. And so you're just buying time for the family kind of thing. Yeah, I would imagine. It helps you to count your blessings, I'm sure. That was the big takeaway. Continue. Yeah, because it's like you're putting your your job in that focus, you know. That's the big takeaway I got when I went to see my dad in the hospice. I was like, damn, these like I was just there for a week and it was draining. And I'm like, these people that work there are there every day. But it was like, you know, you're seeing people come and go. There was a guy gasping for air as I'm sitting in the chair next to my dad. His roommate guy's like 1 foot out the door, you know. And I'm like, okay, I'm passing out from exhaustion next to a stranger who's leaving this earth, you know. Well, it makes sense. Yeah, it's senseless when it's kids because it's like, you know, there's no like, well, they were fucking assholes or something like that. Yep. 2 minutes. Still hovering at 4,000 contracts in sell side for the session. Bounce around. Jump up, and get down. Bounce around. All right, almost open. 23 seconds. The fireworks have begun. Pulling back on about 240 contracts here, 250.
Absorption ESM 5 CME buyers at 58.94.
So we came back on this 200 contact tracks down here. I did a little scalperoo off of that. Not gonna lie, I'm up 80 ticks on the runner. Nice. I'm trailing 84 ticks now. It's at 316. There was a bounce off the comma too, so I was seeing the comma bounce and yeah, basically pulling back. Me too. If it goes below 316, I'm out. There was a volume imbalance created on the way up, so looks like it's the aggressive move. Golden Paquito, 6 Juanita. It's gonna come stop me. My adaptive runner's at 105 ticks at 322. Oh, and stopped. Yeah, it could be like a 618 rejection. back at the VWAP. Yeah, I'm just chilling on the sidelines. It's a bit too choppy right now. Not clearly seeing anything right now. Yeah, I saw that. That was a nice idea. They definitely have keywords like they're meant to hit. Mm-hmm. Value area low at 275. There's also that volume imbalance we created on the way up from the massive drop pre-market. I'm still on the sidelines right now. Essentially, we just pulled back on 200 contracts from 297 down to where we are. And sell side aggression. We're back to the 4K level of seller aggression. Could be a delta slingshot if it gets acceptance, but it's not enough volume for me to like take note. We swept that. Nice. We swept the open. Still not noteworthy volume for me. some whip it good. Do, 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 do. It's not too late. We just closed the 15-minute candle. Pulling back on 300 sell side.
Sweep NQM5 CME sellers at 21,275.75.
5K. They just grabbed another 1,000 sellers within the drop. We're back up to 5K in sell side aggression.
Absorption ESM 5 CME buyers are 58.86.
We just grabbed 454 in sellers here. If it starts pulling back on these guys, then that could be enough. Holding that sell. I didn't want to say it was fake. I took that 454 seller pool to the upside, but I wasn't doing it to fade you. I just saw the sellers. Oh, nice. Good shit. Maybe you're asking me. That one was a wider stop. It got stopped in off of it. It was like after 100 ticks, it trails by like 50 or something. But like using the dynamic one that like you did at the bottom of that wig, that looks like a smart place. Oh, you want to control like 100 with the VWAP? I don't know. What do you call it? Whether this will be flipped to support or resistance or whatever. If you hit this is pretty violent. That's true. Let's make it like a higher high or relatively equal high where NQ is not there yet. Alright, see you. So I'll see you tomorrow. That would be nice. While you can control and then VWAP at 300 is where what button heads against. If we break through that, this strength can continue to the upside, but until then, I'm hesitant. The hourly closes in less than a minute. Looks like I'll take acceptance perhaps. The battle for the wick. Some buyers.
We ESM 5CME buyers at 5,898.5. Absorption ESM 5CME sellers at 58.99.
Yes, just swept like 500 buyers. Yep. Yes, when we grab those buyers at the top. We flip this point control or not. This 30-second cloud looks like a fractal. This long cloud. And that volume control flip. 76 ticks up.
Absorption ESM 5CME sellers at 59.05. Sweep ESM 5CME buyers at 59.05. Sweep NM 5CME buyers at 21,345.
Alright. The previous day we was at 342 was just hit. Sometimes. Donuts. Yeah, that's so basically flat right now. Do. The 10-minute cloud shift also had like that kiss to the cloud bounce. So it was like a fractal. You were seeing like a ABC on 10-minute and then this one again on 30-second here. Time will tell. We just pulled back on 337 sellers. If it absorbs those, then slingshot underway above our area high at 336. But could pull back to for more fuel. Nice. still 4K and sell the regression for the session. You pull back on the 1,000 contracts. Now testing the seller's fervor.
Absorption ESM 5CME sellers at 5902.
Was being jittery on purpose to speak out both sides. That's one reason. Right. It's purely like instinct, you know, like humans can't shake those programs so easily. That's why I use like ATM strategies, because when I hit the button, I'm like, no, don't touch the stop loss. Let it do its thing. And then if it hits me out, then I don't feel bad. It's like, no, you seized the momentum and then run, and then they pull back and took out your runner, but at least you didn't give them the majority back. Because there's those fake out breakouts, and then the times like, I should have taken the profit. So it's like, I have a happy medium where I let the runner run, and I set TP for the first contract. Slap that desk. And we are in the beginnings of the next hour to go from here. comma and the VWAP at 303. Back to 5K in seller aggression for the session. Does the cloud hold? That is the question. Breaking through. Back to the opening range. Butting our head against the VWAP and the volume point control again. It's getting hot. Anything in news to look out for? Just that video on your screen, right, Dave? Airbase, interesting. Pop up above VWAP or not? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's acting really weird around VWAP and the volume point of control. It's not getting through it. No follow through yet. Not really any generated contracts. There's 275 in buyers that pushed it up to volume point of control and are holding it here currently. So this entire range is theoretically strong with buyers. Can it hold? I'm in it to win it, but I'm not trusting it necessarily. Need to see follow through. Or not. They just ripped below them. Grab.
Sweep NQM 5 CME sellers at 21,281.
Just pulled back on about 250 contracts there. If it goes back above the volume point of control, that's a huge sign of its strength. But until then, I'm not thinking anything. That drop below is sketchy for longs, though. Needs to come back above 300.
Sweep NQM 5 CME sellers at 21,294.25.
All right. Now I'm not as sketched out. Can you sweep that 13? All right. Yes, sirree, Bob. Getting paid now. Runner up 100 ticks. Gonna trail it manually this time because I'm already handsomely rewarded. Trailing at 300. If it goes back to 300, I'm done, but the trailer is pretty good. Just grabbed 222 contracts with that push up. Still 5K in negative aggression. The sellers have no follow through. That's one of the reasons why I'm also long, is it's like the sellers are selling, but it's not going anywhere. There's another seller that just entered 96 at 319. If it doesn't reward them, it's gonna punish. My entry's at 85. So when it pulled back on the, like when it initially went down on these 377 lots below the volume point of control here that's circled on this candle, and then it came back on some of that, I was like, okay, I can see it coming back on some of this 377 after pulling down about 1,000 contracts. So I went off that theory to go up to VWAP, and then it went to VWAP and then dicked around, and then that's when I was like, it's sketchy, and I was like, if it comes back on this, I'm less sketched out, and then hence now here we are. And so it came back on those sellers, punishing them, and now there's a 100-lot seller that I circled up here that is coming back and retesting at 319 and possibly enticing to add more, but most likely that's a slingshot to continue to the upside. So I'm still trailing this at 308. I'm going to probably trail the bottom of this candle at 314. Let's just put it at 311. It just stopped my runner. Sorry, could you say that again? I put it at the low, or I have an ATM strategy where it's just automatic. It was like 100 tick, and then I just moved the 100 tick to the low. And then it has an ATM that automatically trails, and then, yeah. I think I got 150 ticks on that, so that wasn't bad. I mean, it could continue off this, if it comes back on that 319 guy and starts going a little bit higher, then that could just, they're just testing the like breakout trader minis players and trying to stop hunt and or induce more sellers. But right now the strength is to the upside. We're above the volume point of control. I'm out of it though, to be honest. Wait, what? How did it not? Nice. Oh my god. What happened? Oh, that's funny. If you need bread. There's a lot of ugly wicks on both sides, though. This is definitely not a good day for price action right now, anyway. Mm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I could see that happening. We don't go through on this 100 contract guy at 319. It just looks like an inducement slash slingshot. Again, the 5K contract aggression with no follow through. But they could just stay here as long as they want. What's ES up to? Still just the same. Breakdown. Okay, so we're at the halfway point of the hour in 2 minutes. And essentially have gone really nowhere. We're back at open, really. She did what? They do that sometimes. I don't get that. And 111 buyer at 287 just stepped up to the plate. Yeah, it's like looking at the 10-minute was like literal just wicks on both sides, like, and then, you know, we're just below where we opened, so an hour of nothing basically. Who's that? His name is actually Methodical, I thought. Okay. We're back at yearly open. We created a bunch of volume imbalances.
Sweep ESM 5 CME sellers at 5,888.75.
That was a nice engulfing. But now it's just giving it back. Yearly open.
Absorption ESM 5 CME buyers at 5,888.75.
What's the news or that conference looking like right now? Bounce off yearly open. Heading to the volume imbalance at 290. There's double there. Boop, boop. $88 contracts added at 288 from that 114 character. So now it's 200 plus at that 288.50 level. Volume imbalance fill. Nice. Good job. All right, heading back to the volume point of control at 300. A minute to win it. Do the sketch for a minute, but no, it's not a sketch. There's another volume imbalance at 315. I don't know if we got the gusto to go quickly up there. We didn't have super amount of delta aggression as we came up, so we haven't really hit the target just yet, if I'm guessing correctly. We had some money flow divergence on the bottom too, some spiky money flow. How long do we hang out here at VWAP and or reject? Nope. We got another 15 minutes for the hourly close. The 15-minute just closed. What is this hour looking like thus far? Okay, it's a huge rejection wick on both sides. Same as the last 2 hours, but slightly higher than the last hour. Okay, I like it. I like it a lot. No. Let's go. Push it. No, not that way. I was trailing the bottom of the... I'm still trailing the bottom of the Renko this time. Tio was talking about it. With all the Saudi stuff, I would expect it to be pretty bullish right now, even without looking at it. Nice. It just popped up to my TP and I peeled out. Nice. Runner still in play. I'm gonna start to trail that up a little bit more. Okay. I'm gonna trail just below 300. 84 seller just peeled out at 310 and or was a short. So they're going against that guy. So he's currently becoming fuel to the upside. I'm gonna let's trail that guy. Let's go to 309.75. We'll just use that theory that he's going to continue to be punished for at least a little bit more. And there he's getting a little bit more punishment. Oh no. Jitters. Well, it just stopped me out. Yep. I just got stopped behind that player. Either way, win's a win. All right, well, that PA is going away. Now it's time for an eval, or if there's something that presents itself in the last 10 minutes. Then back to some gaming for a little bit. I'm into retro gaming at the moment. When I went back to see my dad, I got my game collection. So I've been having these weird dreams after I play them, like I go back in time to when I was playing them at his house and stuff. Yeah. I was like a big game nerd back in the day. Some of them are... 40 points. We went back and kissed that cloud. We still got 9 minutes till the close. Right now it's a gravestone doji. So we're basically back at the open of the hour. Nowhere. Now here and nowhere, just a little spacing. It's definitely like a see profit, take profit day. There are yeah, I thankfully like that's why when I was like getting greedy, I was like, okay, well this guy's selling, like I'm gonna trail behind him, and like theoretically. So it's like if the theory didn't hold, it's like, well, it didn't hold and you got paid, so whatever. But theoretically, it could still go against that 310.90 contract guy. The reason why I follow the like high contract people, because those are committed players. Like this, the sporadic 20, 17, 21, these guys, like they're not big enough to be noticeable. But when you see like 100 lots just like casually entering, you're like, wait, what? That's not a normal entity. Yeah, I see that. Looks like they're gonna possibly dangle that up. You had a bunch of wicks off the comma too on the 1,000 tick. Yeah, zooming in on bookmap changes the resolution, and there's also like heat map settings. Like here's my heat map settings. I'll put it up on the screen. I have these lower cutoff and high cutoff rates, and then I don't smooth it out. I have it precise. So I have all these like settings for it that I dialed in for NQ. And so you can see like resting orders up above there too. Another 76 seller at 312 while I was talking. Currently getting punished. 67 buyer up at 320. Might have been him stopped out. And that's kind of what it is. You just see the flow.
Absorption ESM 5 CME sellers at 5,900. Sweep NQM 5 CME buyers at 21,333.25.
Getting that sweep. We had that nice little ABC off the cloud. Yeah, it's just real jittery and wicky in both directions. Like if you go to the 10-minute and just see what the 10-minute looks like, it's complete garbage. And I know they do that so you don't stay in for when it does break out, but you don't know which side that'll be until it is. If I had to guess, I would say we would at least go up to like 360-ish to the 786 where we initially dropped down in London. I was just tired of being in a trade, so I'm just like not in a, you know, there's like mental capital that you use where you have to dial it in because your money's on the line, you know. Two minutes till the hourly close. Currently, it's more bullish closey looking. And you had all these money bags of chiking money flow of accumulation.
Sweep ESM 5 CME sellers at 5,898.75.
Let's go to ES. ES has like a huge like band up there. What is that? Oops. It's 169 lot at 901. It's definitely looks like it's going to grab that. And the volume imbalance at 337 for NQ. Breakout of that pre-market. Everything's amazing. Life is splendid. Money, money, money.
Absorption ESM 5 CME sellers at 5901.
ES just grabbed those contracts. We're back at previous day. We VWAP 342. We've recovered that volume imbalance. We're above value area high. And the hourly has closed, and it closed pretty bullish. So you should see some algorithmic kick of some. But again, see profit, take profit. I'm out and flat and just narrating now. This is where we're at right now. Do, 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 do.
Absorption ESM 5 CME buyers at 5,900.5.
And yeah. The stacked liquidity at 400 is looking interesting now. I'm gonna close out
Sweep NQM 5 CME buyers at 21,348.5. Absorption ESM 5 CME sellers at 5905. Sweep
nice
ESM
breakout.
5 CME buyers at 5906. Sweep NQM 5 CME buyers at 21,368.75. Absorption ESM 5 CME sellers at 5,907.75.
You guys used to be like, I remember really talking yourselves about like the first 15 minutes and staying out. I noticed that he got into that issue within that time, so maybe that's one of the factors, if you will. Right. Up. Yeah. Like there was like that clean short off the open
Absorption ESM 5 CME
yesterday
buyers
or
at
whatever, and then it was all chop after that.
5,905.5.
So that also like induces a mindset where then the next day they're like, well, let's switch it up where it's chop in the beginning and then move after. So then people are like, man, I should have waited, and then the next day it's like, man, I should have traded. And it's a lot of shoulda, coulda, woulda. Yeah. Right. Right. Yeah, after a move like that, I would expect some sort of like, you know, idiot box of some kind. All right, catch you tomorrow. Yeah, have a good one. All right, well, I'll see you when I see you. Yeah. Yeah, have a good one.
Sweep and QM5 CME buyers at 21,376. Absorption and QM5 CME buyers at 21,376.5. Absorption ESM5 CME sellers at 5910.
I'll just leave my stream on while I'm playing until I get tired if you find it useful. Sure. What? It's in the Atas channel. Go go ahead and look at the ATOS channel. And then there's like an illuminated main, an illuminated footprint or something. And the left one is obviously the footprint, and then the main is the main. But it's, yeah, I've been doing it every day for a year, so like, there's definitely something to it. Like you see that 341 seller that was hit and then it paused. So it's like a good point to like, you know, think about trade management. It's a trade management, like, you know, and like it gives you resolution on your trades. Like, should I stay or should I go? Like, yeah, and then the more you look at it, the more you get the context of like, is that seller a long taking profit or a large player short that's setting up for next week or something? Like, you don't know which one, but you know that if it goes one way, it's punishing them, and if it goes the other, it's rewarding. And that's why I boiled it down to that question. Because that's all you really need to know. You don't need to know what they're expecting as a player. Just, you know, like a seller normally gets rewarded if it goes down, so if it goes in their favor, then the sellers are stepping back into control.
Absorption ESM 5 CME buyers at 59.10.
There's like an ATOS folder in the TO Discord somewhere, and it's in there. Yeah. You also need TO's indicators for the middle one to appear as it is. Who got their items back? Okay, you gotta get the items and the freaking thing.
Sweep NQM 5 CME buyers at 21,380. Sweep NQM 5 CME buyers at 21,386.5.
Looks like it's going for the gold of that resting liquidity on bookmap up at like 400 and 412. It didn't really wait a long time for that idiot box, it just went for it.
Absorption ESM5 CME sellers at 59.15. Sweep NQM5 CME buyers at
It just
21,395.
hit about
Sweep
500
ESM5 CME
contracts.
buyers at
That pushed
5,915.75.
up to like 396. We've just pulled back on 2,000 in contracts for the session. We just went and got that volume imbalance on like the drop down over here at 400.
Absorption ESM5 CME buyers at 59.15.
Okay. How do I find that thing? We already checked there. Got his equipment. Nice. I think that's everyone. No, I didn't get hers. And I need my money back, too. Let's wake him up. There's something about old games that is pure because there's no microtransactions or upselling, or like you can play it whenever you like. There's no like daily and weekly missions and all that bullshit that tries to steal your attention. So it's just the story. They're much better at telling stories. So that's why I like these. And then I'm like, I got obsessed after I got it back from the States, like all these games, like getting it to display like it looked on the old TVs back then. Because there was something with the phosphor glow that we don't have anymore, that you can't duplicate and makes the characters pop. So I've been like obsessed with these upscalers and everything to make it look extra realistic from that time. Basically,
Absorption ESM5
stuff.
CME sellers at 59.18.
What's in It surely is. We're gonna trick the guard.
Absorption ESM5 CME sellers at 59.20.
Let's save it here for now. We got enough stuff.
Sweep NQM5 CME buyers
Wow,
at
we went for that 415 liquidity like it
21,413.25.
was about ES. What is ES? ES has a 256 lot at 925. Looks like it wants to grab it. That's been a resting order for some time. Or it could be a sell wall. What is... That's a massive engulfing. It shouldn't be long in this top either way, so... It's good that you have those criteria to wait. That's why they say trading, like, got the money back. That's why they say, like, patience is a virtue, because it literally is. Okay, so that's the right side. You were sick? That's too bad. Oh, that's terrible. I was wondering about how people stay healthy in the healthcare business when they're around sickness all the time. Definitely teaching... Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, teaching kids or whatever, like, they're always coughing without covering their mouth and sneezing in your face, and then I'm like, cover your mouth, dude. But it's like, what do you call it? You develop a tolerance. Like, my first year teaching, I got sick all the time, and then after that, I was like, I just will it. Like, I'm not getting sick. I will not. I refuse. It's like, you kind of, like, learn the placebo effect of, like, belief.
Absorption ESM 5 CME sellers at 59.16.
I'm gonna be like, no, not right now, no time. But sleep deprivation also gets you sick quickly, so I know, like, if I'm, like, overdrafting my account of sleep, then I basically have to recover it. Oh yeah, eating garbage turns you into, like, garbage.
Absorption ESM 5 CME buyers at 59.15.
Okay, so we're pulling back on about 600 contracts from that tippy top 421 area. So this is just like punishing the breakout traders. Did we get everything back here? I think we did. Got our money, got all the items. Okay, we can go kill those people. We'll stop here. Well, that was a nice little run up at the end after a lot of much ado about nothing. I've been noticing that happens a lot more. Like, they'll wait till after the hour closes and then be like, okay, all the people blew up their accounts, let's go. Mm-hmm. Yep. Well, I'm gonna get some sleep. It is midnight here, so I will catch you guys on the flip side. Yeah, yeah, you too. Take care. Peace. Peace in the YouTube land. PC in it tomorrow. Hit that like, man. It helps to bring even just a few people in, you know what I mean? In the future. Peace.